I usually be on like more earlier than this, so it's been like a couple of weeks. To be honest with you, man, I kind of at a loss of words. To see what's going on in my city, man. To see what's going on, even after the new year, man. It's 2022. Man, y'all carjacking? Oh my God, man. Man, this is crazy, man. I'm really at a loss of words, man. But I didn't want to not come on. It's been a couple of weeks. And I did not want to come on. I told you I was going to show some consistency, and that's what, that's what I'm trying to do, show some consistency. But, my temperament, man, it's like, especially I get around the whole city, it's like you don't know where to go. Just crazy, man. It's the feeling of hopelessness be seeping in sometimes. Even though I do everything in my power to try to remain upbeat and to remain positive and try to get a more productive outcome in our situation, but the feeling, man, it's like it's a black cloud hanging over Philadelphia, man. These kids are dying at an alarming rate, man, and for what? Yesterday was a 14-year-old. I don't know what he's done. I don't know what's going on, but all I know, man, I'm not pointing no fingers at nobody, but if we don't stop, what kind of future we gonna have for our kids, man? Mine's been killed. One of mine, And what I go through every day because of that is unimaginable. But I be feeling the same type of pain for all the losses in our city, man. All of them. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Let me tell you something, man. I was just up in Ardmore. That used to be a place that I conducted a lot of business with. The illegal parts, everybody know, but I was just up there, man, and I reflect on the time where I turned that into a little North Philly. And the same type of feeling that I have now for the city, that's what they had back then. And it was because of people like me. See, nobody really talks about what the fuck do we do. We always pointing the finger, and it's this suffering, this cesspool of insanity that we're going through in this city, man. We always point. Let me pull over, man. Let's pull over. we always point the finger at every fucking body else, man. But we never admit to the things that we do. We never admit to the fact that what's going on here now in the new 2022, we got to hang that on our head. Because while the most important years of a child's life is from the age of newborn to 7, that's the molding years. Those are the years where you can determine the outcome of the child. Now just think about this. Just think that from the age of newborn to where you changing the baby's diapers to the age of 7, what is being ingested in our young folk? And what have been ingested in our young folk when we were so busy on the streets? When we were so busy in the game, when we were so busy getting locked up, getting murdered, getting, going through drug binges. And, these kids grew up unimaginable. You know why I say that? Because the way how we grew up, we had people who could really give us a basic understanding of survival. How to conduct yourself, especially like with the police or, with government officials. Even knowing how we conduct ourselves with each other. We've been basically trained, not that the credentials of those who trained us was so high. No, it's just that they gave us a blueprint on how we could be able to operate. We never conveyed that information to them because remember, we were the ones who was in the street hustling and doing everything imaginable at that time when they was in their most impressionable years. They were the ones who went through the things that we have never been through because they basically have to be an adult at 7 and 8 and 9. They basically had to really see life on a different level, man, that we never really did because we had help. They didn't have the help. This is the result. What's the fucking cause? We the ones that initiated this. So the things that they going through now, let's just look in the mirror. I say that, and I've been saying it for some time now, that we got to step to the plate. And we got to make amends. We got to make amends in a way where it will be conducive to them, not to just us. A lot of times we think about the calamities that's going on today in this day and time. We think about how it will affect us. We thinking about how it will either benefit or become a detriment to us. We never think on the other side of the glass. We never take into consideration of how these youngins is feeling. I talks to them. I get inside their sight. And I let them know that, listen, you're not at fault for this. We stepped away from our responsibilities as young black men living in these inner cities, and we took up the banner of being in a game to being something that we actually not. And we raised that flag to the highest level. Me, I ended up spending damn near 20 years in the penitentiary. Now let's think about that. I went to jail in 1990. I officially came home in 2009. My son was born in 91, 95, 94, and 96. I was in the penitentiaries at those times, so how in the hell can I really lead them into becoming responsible young adult, which is my job? But I skirted that responsibility in a sense because no matter how much I was given, I was taking so much away because I went away for years. I believe that that's the way that we have to move forward, is we accept the responsibility that it was our fault. Once we come to that understanding, then we could be able to maneuver and start a dialogue with the youngins that we didn't have the dialogue with when they was coming up in those most impressionable years. We had fought with this, man. Talk heavy. God did do it. See, let me give you a little background on who I was. See, no matter how much I love myself, I love my family, I love my kids, how much I love life, I didn't love it enough to fully accept the responsibility of being a father. That's just to be honest with you. If I had accepted the responsibility of being a father back then I wouldn't have went and started selling drugs and picking up guns, and I wouldn't have never did that because my responsibility would have been with them. But I skirted that responsibility with the misimpression of saying that I had to take care of them by any means necessary. See, that's how we deal with that decision to go in that direction. We deal with it because we say we got to do it for our family, but that's bullshit. Because if it was for my family, then I would have stopped a long time ago. Because I had enough for them. I had enough where we could buy a crib and, I can get a good job and continue on, because in reality, that game is a stepping stone. It's not the tell and all. If we continue on in that game, man, there's no end to that. You can't even see a future for yourself. Tell me anybody who's been successful in that game. No one. No one. Even if you think that that's someone that you know may have been successful, ask them. Because anyone who got in any level of that game where you was making some real money, anybody, they'd tell you that they wish that they had made that money in a more productive manner. Anybody. I don't care who you name it. Now, I've been with a lot of the boys in the streets back then that was getting money. I done rubbed elbows with a lot of them cats. And I did time with a lot of them cats. And a lot of them cats are still doing time. They still in the kitchen busting tables. And At one point, they was multi-millionaires. But anybody who been at any higher level in that game, they wish they would have had that type of financials and something else. Because it's no life. You actually lose a great part of yourself when you're dealing with that game. Because what you have to do, you have to skirt your principles. What I mean by that, in that game, it's no love. We kill each other. And we kill each other for money. You know, the American dollar is nothing but a piece of paper. The value of the American dollar is meaningless compared to a lot of currencies in this world. I think we rated, 19 in the world as far as the value of our currency. We stepped away, the government stepped away from the gold standard. 71? Probably the year I was born. So from there until now, the value of the dollar depends on the might of the government. Think about that. It's backed by nothing but a promise. What value does that have, for real? This is what we fighting over. This is what we killing each other about. Something that's devalues every second that it stays in your pocket. We're coming to a new financial understanding in this day and time where we starting to understand financials more. We starting to understand cryptocurrency and stocks and investing, and we starting to understand that a little more because we pick up, because a lot of the good brothers that's around, like Wall Street Trapper, like all these brothers who's giving us an understanding of financials now. But we had no financial literacy back then. So the hustling that we did back then, it was to no avail because we never really benefited from it. We never really reached a level where we could be financially free, because in that game, you always got to look over your shoulder. You're always thinking of when they coming. It's no life to live. Man. I came home in 2009 official. I came home to nothing. So what I did is worked at McDonald's. And I did other little things to be productive. And I stuck to my guns. I understood that if I am to become successful in the near future, then I must establish a foundation. And this foundation had to be built with some ground rules. And the ground rules that I established for myself is that I would never, ever skirt my principles for any money. Any money. The reason being is because I did that landed me in the penitentiary for all them years. I skirted my principles. I did things that I normally wouldn't do because of money. And that's not the reason to become successful. See, you don't try to become successful, you don't do the things that you do for money per se. You do the things that you have to do because you want what that money can provide for you. You want that financial stability where you be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it. So it's not the money you're chasing. You're chasing the dream that you want to live. So chase the dream. Find out what it is that you want and love to do, then chase that dream. That's what matters most. If you chase that dream, then whatever comes with that, it would be something that it will make you feel good about it. See, my objective in any business dealings that I do is to provide the service or the product that the consumer is going to appreciate buying from. It's pretty hard to do. So that means you got to be a good and just businessman. You got to be able to conduct business in the right manner. You know, I just hope, man, that these youngins, I just hope that they start seeing that if you can't see a future for yourself, then won't you try to see a future in someone else? Step away from the obvious of what it is that you want, just for a moment, and see what someone else wants. Try to find, if you have any kids, try to find out what is it that your kids are dreaming about. Or you got a niece or a nephew, someone that you want to grow up and to become the best at whatever it is they want to come at. And just contemplate on that. You know, you contemplate on that because two forces can't occupy the same space at the same time. You can't concentrate on positive. You can't concentrate on positive while being on negative. And you can't concentrate on negative by being on a positive. It's a combustion. It bangs itself. It bangs itself. So the more you think about doing something crazy, if you give your moment that reflection, a pause, and be like, well, damn. What it is that my nephew, what can I do for them? What can I do for my kids? What can I do for my brother, my sister? You know, someone who looks up to you. Think about them. And try to imagine what they think of you. When I look in my grandkids' eyes, you know what I see? I see Pop. When I look at my grandsons, my grandchildren's eyes, I see Pop. I don't see Cool T. I don't see the street cat. I don't see the hustler. You know, I see Pop because they look at me in a certain way, and that means the world to me. The way how they look at me prevents me from doing anything crazy. Because I want that look to continue. I don't want them to see me as the person I used to be. They don't know that person. They never saw it. They never met that person. I don't want them to. So when you do something, won't you take a reflection and see what it is that the person that looks up to you the most, what do they think about you? And when you partake in what you partake in, how would they feel about you? Oh man, that changed my life. That changed my life. And I just want you to feel that energy so hopefully it can change somebody else's. This is what I do it for. I do it so that I can show you a piece of the way how I thought and how I lived and the changes that I made so that you can reflect on the things that I did wrong. That way you can make better decisions for yourself. This is what I do it for. I do it in hopes that one day the person who killed my son can really look within themselves and see that I ain't even had to do that. That man was no threat to me. That man did nothing to me. We don't even know each other. I just want the person to really understand the value of what he took out of that. The value of the precious soul that he took away from us. I just want him to realize that. That's it, man. I want him to see that. And hopefully, man, that with that understanding of what it is that because a lot of times, man, we do things for money. We do things just to do it. We do things on impulse because we have this testosterone. It's uncontrollable and there's no guiding it. No one is there to really guide that power that exists within us that makes us do dumb shit. Because I've seen it. I've been there. I know what it feels like. Coming to a new year. We're in a new year. And we already in this new year. Just bugging out, man. We just coming off a global pandemic. A lot of people's lives was lost. See, right now I think we in a funnel because dissatisfaction naturally brings about universal change. The condition that we're in, we are dissatisfied. And it's at a high rate. It's about at 80. About 70 or 80% dissatisfaction. Man, that's catastrophic to our reality. Because we all is one, man. Don't you know we feel the same thoughts? We the ones who produces the energy within the universe, man. We the ones with the vector that pushes the diameter in any direction. Right now, our young people is pushing it in a direction of nothing but chaos and confusion and mayhem and murder. That's all they see and they glorify it. They glamorizes it. Like it's some badge of honor, man. How can taking a life be a badge of honor for anybody? That just don't make no sense to me. Even when I was in the streets, I valued life because I know that that's it. There's no coming back from that. I can you be so quick to just take somebody's life? This day and age, man, 50 years old. The life I lived, I spent more time in the penitentiary than I did alive in the streets, man. Lord knows what I could have did. 21, 22. With the mindset that I got, what could have done when I was that age? But at that age, I was in the penitentiary. But I took that time and I understood that I don't have life. I got a second chance. And I took that second chance. What I did, I understood that the value of tomorrow is more important than the present moment. That's what I did. I said, no more of the crazy shit. The value of tomorrow is more important than the present moment. So if I have a value of life, the value of my kids, my grandkids, my family, if I value that, then this is the direction that I had to go in. These are the tools that I had to equip myself with to be productive, not detrimental. I no longer want to be a problem to society. I've been a problem all my fucking life. Oh. How is it that you 14, 15, 16, and you wanted for murder? In this day and time, it's automatic life sentence. That's what they want. They want that life that you got, that young vitality, all that aggression. That's what they want because they're going to privatize it, package it up, and excel from it. Not you, not your family, not your neighborhood, not your block, not your game. They going to benefit off it. They going to feed their family. We the ones that buy them in these raw fuck butt ass fucking neighborhoods. They excelling. They building malls and fucking they got man. I watched guards that started in Frackville. In Greater, I watched guards that came up. It was probably 4 broken down ass trucks in the goddamn parking lot of the penitentiary that I was at when I first went there in 91. When I had to go back to Frackville in 97, I swear to God, man, you seen all kind of cars. You seen that whole parking lot filled with cars. Who cars are those? Those are the guards that we sustain their employment. We sustain their livelihood by doing the shit that we doing here and getting locked up and being a benefit to them and their family. No benefit to our own. Sorry, man. That's just, this is our reality. This is the things that we live each and every day. This is our reality, man. Why we keep making their communities better, making their they taking their children and we sending their children to college. We paying their mortgages. We don't even have a mortgage of our own. I swear, man. the life that we living right now, don't you know that if you just take a moment and reflect from this here reality that we live in, we take a moment to reflect on it and actually see that we actually pulling triggers on ourselves. We might as well stick the gun to our head and pull the trigger. Because the same person that you kill, trust me, the same person that killed the person, they know each other. Might have grew up with each other. I swear, it's more people in the city that's going through trauma of someone that they love dearly has been murdered. I swear, I believe that it's not a household. It's not a household in the city of Philadelphia that don't feel the same pain that I feel. I don't think it's a household in Philadelphia that don't feel that pain, or someone in their family that they hold dear to their heart that's been murdered senselessly in the city of Philadelphia. I don't think it's a household there. Is that what we see for us? Like I said, man, I appreciate everybody for coming on, man. I tell you, man, I'm doing everything in my power to show a different side of life, and I'm doing everything in my power um to try to help in any way I can. So you wanna just need support. It's crazy. I just hope someone gains some type of understanding, some type of knowledge, because I mean, I don't know how to feel. Angry, feel bitter, you know, um, you feel hopelessness. All these feelings is evolved up in one. Like it's like all at one, like a funnel, like an emotional funnel, man. And you become unpredictable at times. As a person who loves people, I don't want to exert my hardship on anyone. But we going through this hardship together, and that's what hashtag Talk Heavy is about. Hashtag Talk Heavy is a platform that we could try to start the healing process, man, because we all going through trauma. I know I can't do it alone. This is why I'm asking for help. This is why I'm trying to open the platform, because the dialogue that we expresses to one another, we can heal one another. Maybe it's just my thinking. Let me know what y'all thinking. 'Cause that's how I'm thinking. I'm thinking that each one can teach one. I'm thinking that we can utilize this uh, time that we have, and we can help each other, you know, help each other. Hashtag talk heavy, man. That's my channel, man. Subscribe. Let's start. Let's go to work. Let's do what we got to do for each other. All right. I love y'all. Peace. And talk heavy. Yeah, yeah, sure. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Really do. Thank y'all. Real talk, man. Going through it, but you know, I'm doing what I can. Peace.